Electric for Life here, bringing you guys a brand new video. So guys, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. I took the last 2 days off because I was just too busy with family. By the time I'd get home, I was exhausted. So, but however, some cool things is that we got some new cards announced yesterday, so I guess you could say it's kind of like a little Christmas present from Konami. But if Konami really wanted to do that, we would have got the PT. But that's beside the point. Anyway, so well, not PT, but Silent Hills. Anyways, that's a dead joke. I don't know. Anyway, so 5 new cards, and one of them for a deck that I was actually going to talk about. So this card is Great Fortress Sealos. It's a card for B.E.S slash Big Core. So basically, if you guys don't know what that archetype is, they are an archetype based off of Konami's Galaga series. Which, by the way, I love Galaga. I played it way too much as a kid. My Pizza Hut in my hometown had a Galaga machine, and I would be playing it all the time. So, like, Galaga is really awesome, and I've tried to make BES work. The deck just does not function, and it really sucks because I really like the artwork and everything, but however, the deck is trash. It's literal trash, and I was actually going to do a Blast from the Past video on them a few months ago, but the day, like, I even had it recorded. I was going to go and upload it. I went into YouTube, was about to click on the upload, but then I noticed in my recommendation that, oh hey, Rank 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Did a video on BES, and I was like, oh crap. So I ended up not uploading that video and accidentally deleted it a while ago, so yeah, that really sucks. But I'm probably going to do it now that we got this, because this card single-handedly fixes a lot of the deck's issues. That's just crazy. So, Great Fortress Sealos, as I already said earlier, it's a field spell, which is really awesome. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Boss Rush from your deck to your hand. So, if you don't know what Boss Rush does, it is a continuous spell card that basically is the whole playstyle of BES. Boss Rush is a continuous spell card. You cannot normal summon or set while it's out, and actually, I guess due to the rolling and stuff, is that you can't normal summon and then activate it. I don't know. It just won't let me do that on YgoPro. I don't know. But anyways, the very first line of text of Boss Rush is you cannot normal summon or set, and then basically whenever a BES dies due to a card effect, you can spell summon a BES or Big Core from your deck out onto your field. And so with this card, and by the way, none of this card's effects, Great Fortress Sealos' effects are once per turn. None of them are. So you can spam out 3 of this card, get out 3 of your Boss Rush, and then you're good to go. But however, there's more. BES monsters and Big Core you control gain 500 attack and defense. Also, they cannot be targeted or destroyed by an opponent's card effect. That gives the deck 2 things that it's desperately been needing: more attack and protection, because the monsters have low stats, well, relatively low. They like the highest one prior to this, like before the spell card, everything had like 2,500 attack, but the best one has like 24, so that's really annoying. So basically this gives them 29, 3,000 attack, stuff like that, making the monsters actually decent beaters. Not only that, but also making it to where they cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. That is crazy good. That makes all these big beatstick, Big Cores and BESs and stuff having really good attack and defense as well as protection. And then thirdly, yeah, this card has 4 effects. That's just crazy. Thirdly, once per turn, you can special summon a BES or Big Core monster from your hand. Again, this is not a hard once per turn. Like, none of this card's effects are hard once per turns. So you can activate this card, search out Boss Rush, activate Boss Rush, use its effects, special summon BES, and then you can activate another Zelos on top of the one you already activated, and then do it again. That is just really good, and it adds a lot of swarming capability for the deck, which is hilarious because the deck cannot normal summon, but it now has a crap ton of swarming capability. That is so good, and it just fixes all of its problems almost. And then finally, just for icing on the cake, Like, I would have been fine if it just stopped right there, but no, they had to add more, and it's just awesome. If a B.E.S monster or big core is normal or special summoned to your side of the field, you can place one counter that can be used by that monster's own effect on that monster. That is so incredibly necessary and good. Because for those who don't know, all the B.E.S and big core monsters, whenever they, well, the majority of them, whenever they are normal summoned, you put like 3 or 4 counters on them, depending on which one. And then they sometimes have an effect that revolves around that counter. Like, I know one of them, you can get rid of one of the counters, pop a spell or trap card. Another one, you can get rid of a counter, change the attack and defense of them, well, change the monster's battle position and stuff. But all of them say, after this card battles, get rid of a counter, and if you cannot, destroy it. So they all basically have a timed amount whenever they are on the field. The issue with that, along with Boss Rush and this card, is that they get more counters from being normal summoned, but however the majority of them, except for one, get no counters whenever they are special summoned. That has always been a big issue with the deck. But Zelos fixes that, makes it to where you actually have some lasting power with your monsters. And that being said, though, this card is amazing in combination with the one that does get counters off of being special summoned. I've been playing around with this card, and oh my god, it actually made freaking B.E.S somewhat viable. Like, I don't know if it'll be tier or anything, but the boards I was able to make was just insane. And one of like the best things is the guy who can be special summoned. Because whenever he is special summoned, well, sorry, they all can be special summoned, but the one that gets counters for being special summoned, he gets 3 for being special summoned, plus the one off of Zelos. That makes him 4. 4 freaking counters. That is so incredibly good. And I don't think he has any other effect. I can't remember him. But anyways, this card is flat out amazing. I can't wait for it to come out over here. I already could not wait for Maximum Crisis, and now I'm like dying for the set. Because, oh my god, I can actually play Galaga the deck. It's so good. It's so awesome. I can't wait. So, next up, we have the Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin, rank 2 Dark Warrior effect monster, attack 1600, defense 0. So first and foremost, let me just say I am really happy that we are getting the rank 2s, well, the level 2 and rank 2s of the Phantom Knights and stuff. Like, I know a lot of people are going to be rolling their eyes like, oh my god, why is it not rank 3? But oh well, I like it. Okay, let people who want to play pure Phantom Knights have some fun, okay, please. So 1600 attack, 0 defense, 2 level 2 monsters. Right now we only have one of the level 2 trap monsters revealed, and that card was flat out amazing. I never talk about it because I don't like talking about single cards, you know, because there's tons and tons and tons of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi tubers who talk about each individual card that like gets leaked, but so I don't really do that. But that card, I can't remember what it's called. It's like Reverse Magnet. That card is amazing. I just hope we get the other rank, the other level 2. I can't remember his name. Anyway, so 2 level 2 monsters. You can only use the effect of Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin once per turn. I like how this guy is generic, and his effect is also generic too. So, you can detach 1 Exceeds material from this card and target a face-up monster your opponent controls. That monster's attack becomes 0, also its effects are negated. These changes last until the end of this turn. If this card has a Phantom Knights card as Exceeds material, you can use this effect during your first turn. That is so incredibly good. So, being able to just flat out negate a thing's effect. I think this is like almost word for word. Not Pharaonic Guardian. That's a set. The Gorgonic Guardian. This is almost word for word Gorgonic Guardian, except Gorgonic Guardian obviously does not need a Phantom Knight attached to it. But anyways, this card is basically a Gorgonic Guardian. It is really, really good being able to just negate the monster effect and drop that monster's attack to 0. I like this thing a lot. It's really, really, really cool. As to its playability in Phantom Knights, that's really going to depend on if people want to play the level 2s and stuff. Personally, I think the one that we do know of right now, Reverse Magnet, is amazing. But I don't know if anybody is going to play it in the competitive builds. I do think this guy is worth playing in the competitive builds. It just depends on the the level 2s that we do get for Phantom Knights. Next up is Profuse Golem. He is a level 4 Dark Fiend type effect monster, and he is this guy right here. I don't know why he's a Golem, but he's a Fiend type. He really should be a Rock type, but whatever. So he is 1600 attack, 1000 defense, pendulum scale of 1, really good stats overall. The following text is not 100% confirmed due to the sheer blurriness inherent to the picture. I don't know what they're talking about. It doesn't look that blurry. Like, this looks blurrier than this, but oh well, I'm not a translator. So, take this with a grain of salt. This effect is not 100% confirmed, but you can probably guess that it is, for the most part, the effect. So, Pendulum Effect. Once per turn, if a monster is fusion summoned to your field, you can add one Perform Power, Odd Eyes, or Magician Pendulum monster to your hand from either your graveyard or from amongst your face-up Pendulum monsters in your extra deck. I really like this effect. Being able to grab back Perform Power, Odd Eyes, or Magician Pendulum monsters to your hand whenever you do a fusion summon, that is really good. I mean, heck, normal summon Skulkerbat. Search out this guy, activate him, fusion summon, use an Odd Eyes fusion into, I don't know, Vortex Dragon or something, for instance, and then use his effect to add back Skulkerbat to your hand from your extra deck. That is really good. You're going to be able to basically just keep on reusing those Skulkerbats. That's really helpful, especially considering that Skulkerbat is at 1 still. And so I really like this guy. He's really good just off of that effect. So his monster effect is, once during the main phase, if this card was Pendulum Summoned this turn, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials, including this card, but the other materials must all be Dragon type monsters. That is an interesting stipulation, I gotta say. This card, I like that effect, being able to also fusion summon, so he kind of warrants playing 2 of them, because 1 for the pendulum effect, 1 for the monster effect, and then you don't have to worry about polymerization as much. Like, this guy is a heck of a lot more searchable than polymerization, for, like, performance pals at least. I mean, yes, there are, like, 4 or 5, 50 different ways to search out polymerization, but none that performance pals can really make use of, except for, I think, Trump Witch can search poly, but I can't remember that, if that's 100% for true or not. So, this effect I actually really like. This guy is really good, especially if these are his in like full complete effects. Really good. I like it a lot, and I really hope that that's what it actually says. Like it doesn't look like it's that hard to translate, but whatever. Oh, then here's the not the rank 2, but the level 2 Phantom Knight reverse magnet. I don't know how much maximum crisis do we not know like what's left. So. Next up, we have Celestial Crusade of the Zephyr, which is this card right over here. I think that's Tierra over there, like the new Tierra. And then that is, I actually cannot tell what the heck that is, but it looks like a good version of Tierra. It's kind of weird. So, Celestial Crusade of the Zephyr, normal trap card, you can only activate 1 of it per turn. If there are 2 Zephyr cards in your pendulum zones, you can activate this card from your hand. That is really cool. I like that. Target 1 Zephyr card you control and 1 card your opponent controls, destroy them. That is very interesting and good. I like it, but I don't like having to destroy your own stuff. I mean, granted though, that can trigger your the level 6 Zephyr, I can't remember his name, the one that searches whenever he's destroyed. So that's really good if you have that, but if you don't, you still got to destroy something, and every other Zephyr does not have a on destruction effect. So this card is, I think, a decent 2 of in Zephyrs. Like, it's really hard to say exactly what, because it depends on what you're doing with Zephyrs and what build of Zephyrs you're doing. Like, usually whenever I play just like standard Zephyrs, I play the Sophia build. You know, Summon Out Sophia, Goddess of Creation, the original one before Tierra and all this other crap. So, very interesting card. It's just straight up 1-for-1 removal. I like it. It's also not like the best thing in the world. It doesn't fix what the deck had, like the issues with the deck. Granted, though, the spell card that searches out Zephyr spell trap cards really helps out. I don't think I ever talked about that either. Now I think about it. And then our final card, and the one that I am most hyped for, because it basically propels a Tier 2 deck into almost Tier 1 status, because it fixes the biggest issue with the freaking deck, and that is Dinomist Howling. I freaking love Dinomist. You guys know how much I love Dinomist. I've done my probably 4 deck profiles of them, because I had the standard build, I had a second version of it, and then I had the Synchro Resonator version, but I can't, and I think I had another version, I can't remember. So I love Dinomist. Dinomist, to me, have always had a lot of potential. I think they're a solid tier 2 deck right now. They have a lot of searchability. They have a lot of just controllability. They do a lot of stuff right, and they are a darn good deck. The issue with them is they cannot get their pendulums into their pendulum zones very easily. That has always been their their issue. They never had a one-card scale. Okay, so every good pendulum deck has a one-card scale, except for Metal Foes. Metal Foes do not have a one-card scale, but however, they're still a stupid good deck. So, but Dinomist finally got it in Dinomist Howling. I love this card. So it's a continuous trap card. When this card is activated, you can place up to 2 Dinomist Pendulum monsters from your deck to your Pendulum zones. Also, you cannot Pendulum summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Dinomist monsters. That is so good right away. So just for activating this trap card. Just for activating it, which, by the way, the artwork is amazing. I love it. Just for activating it, you get 2 free cards in your Pendulum scales. That is so good. And that is just so incredibly good. I love it. Like, that alone fixes their problem. Just putting stuff into the pendulum scales. But however, it has more. It has more. So, once per turn, if this card is already face up, you contribute 1 Dinomist monster, then target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. That is really, really helpful. So, Dinomists don't really care about tributing off their stuff because of Dinomist charge. That will just add it back to the hand. So, you can, for instance, let's say your opponent's I don't know about the Dark Hole and stuff, and they have a Beal, so you're going to lose everything, they're not going to lose anything, and they're about to attack for game and everything. You activate this card's effect, attributing off your Terran, and then spinning back their Beals. That's just an easy one. Or you can do it if your opponent, because these effects are usually quick effects, you can do it whenever your opponent summons out Ignister and everything, so you can be hey, trigger off Terran, spin back that Ignister, no thank you. But however, obviously, it's also usable on your turn. Very, very, very good effect. I love it. It's a really, really good card. This card is just flat out amazing. I cannot say anything more about it. It's a mandatory 3 in Dinomist. And it's hopefully actually going to make Dinomist relevant. I love Dinomist, but that's always been their biggest issue, is getting guys into their pendulum zones and then maintaining their pendulum zones, because all of them got to destroy themselves to activate their effects, to save your guys and everything. So this card just kind of really fixes a lot of the deck's issues, and I love it. So guys, that is the new cards. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. What are your thoughts on these cards? Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Hope you all had a very wonderful Merry Christmas and holidays and all that stuff. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And see you all later. Peace out. Goodbye.